east corner of the gym. Please make a mental note of this location in the event of a cardiac emergency. During
Hey, Brian, they have 14 minutes on the clock. Let's roll. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pinckneyville, Illinois on a Wednesday night as it's the sectional semifinal taking place tonight. The Carterville Lions taking on the Breese Central Cougars. Scott Hudson in what should be just a fantastic matchup here tonight on Dick Corn Court.
Well, there are a lot of similarities between these two teams. Both these teams won their two regional games by an average of 14 points. This is a very disciplined Breese Central team. Their leading scorer is only averaging 10 points, but they have 5 players that average between 7 and 10 points. And this Breese Central team, 28-4 on the season. They have beaten the likes of Centralia. They don't wow you with big scores, but they play great defense, and they are very disciplined and physical.
Absolutely. They come in. They are 28-4 overall. Carterville, 26-6 overall. And those 4 losses that they suffered were to Briar Christian. We're talking now about Breese Central. Briarcrest Christian, a 19-point loss. They lost to Mascoutah by 5. They lost to Nashville by 6 points. And, of course, they lost to Mater Dei earlier back on February 3rd in a 4-point loss. Other than that, they're a strong team. And their average margin of victory is 20 points per game.
Well, they play defense. They don't look to score a lot of points. They look to keep the other team from scoring many points. So I think this is a great matchup of a team like Carterville, who likes to push the ball up the floor, will not shy away from shooting a 3 no matter who it's from, against a Central team that will slow things down offensively and make you run your defense. This is the type of game where when you play a team like Breese Central, if you're Carterville, you have to value every possession, because if Central has the ball, they're probably going to take some time off the clock, which means you have less possessions in the game.
That's Scott Hudson. I'm Dave McKenzie. It's our Polar Whip pregame show here on NewsRadio WJPF. And if you would like to watch and listen to the radio call, you can head to YouTube. That stream is up and running right now, and just go to davemckenzie.net. You can find it there. You can search Dave McKenzie on Google. It'll pop up, or you can search Carterville Lions versus Breese Central Cougars, and you'll get the live stream as well. A great crowd has filed in here to Pinckneyville this evening. Of course, there's always great crowds at Pinckneyville. It doesn't matter, but Breese Central's traveled well. They're on the far side from us. Carterville has traveled well. They're on the near side right here next to us.
Well, this is a 1-2 matchup, so they drew it up right. They got the 1 and 2 right. What they didn't probably see, talking about the IHSA, is they probably didn't think Pinckneyville would upset both Columbia and then Massac last night. So Pinckneyville gets to play on their home floor Friday night against one of these two teams for a chance to go to the Super Sectional at the Banterra Center.
Yeah, Pinckneyville beat Massac last night 56-51. to 43 to advance on to the sectional finals, as Scott said, coming up on Friday night. We're going to go on and take our first break here on our Polar Whip pregame show. We'll continue here from Pinckneyville. It's sectional semifinal action here for the Carterville Lions and the Breese Central Cougars here on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Pinckneyville. Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson with you this evening as we are breaking down this matchup here tonight between the number 1 and number 2 seeds. And Scott, when you look at the numbers, we mentioned this just a few minutes ago, it's a pretty even matchup. Cahokia comes in. Of course, they're in the Cahokia, Mississippi Conference. That features Columbia, Freeburg, East Alton, Wood River, Salem, and Roxana in their conference. They were a perfect 10-0. Carterville ran the book on the Mississippi side of the River to River Conference. Carterville averages 61 a game. Cougars average 55. Carterville allows 42. Cougars average 38, allow 38 points per game. And as we mentioned earlier, the margin of victory, 20 points for Breese Central, 19 for Carterville, 28-4, 26-6. I mean, we could go on and on and on. This is a very even matchup here this evening on paper.
Well, it is, and the ironic thing about that is, as I mentioned, two different styles of basketball. You've got Carterville, who likes to get it and go. They will not pass up a three at any point in the game. And Breese Central, more of a ball control, play good defense, be physical underneath. You look at the two teams' schedules. We mentioned Breese Central played Muscootin, lost, played Centurion, won, which is very impressive. I think if you look at the schedules overall, I think Carterville played a little tougher schedule, probably because they played in a little tougher conference than what Breese Central's in. But at this time of the year, you can throw records out, you can throw schedules out. It's all about the matchup.
And it's win or you're done. And,
Yeah.
there's no better sense of urgency than when you get into the IHSA playoffs, like any type of playoffs, whether it's NCAA tournament, Arch Madness coming up. I mean, this is it's palpable. You can feel it in the air in this atmosphere here.
Well, Carterville had a close first half with El Dorado and then blew that game open. And, of course, trailed by 1 against Vienna and was able to come out and have that big third quarter and win going away. I say that to say this. This is a senior-laden team for Carterville. They've been there. They've done that. They've had to win games by coming from behind. They've had to win close games. And so I think this team, Carterville team, is prepared to play a game like this.
Absolutely. Also, let's talk about the Cougars, because when you talked about them moments ago, would you think it's a fair statement that this Cougar team plays similar to the Nashville Hornets that we've seen in years past?
I don't think there's any question. It's almost like there's something in the air up here in the northwest part of the state.
Up by 64.
They're very, very similar. I don't think this team has, the dynamic that Nashville had over the last few years as far as really talented players if you just go by averages. But this is a very good Central team.
Absolutely. Carterville, of course, led by Caden Hawkins, averaging 20 points per game. And what's been most impressive about Caden of late is the fact that on his shooting hand, his right hand, in a game here at Pinckneyville, the last regular season game of the season, he dislocated a finger on his right hand. He has it taped up, or at least he did last week. We'll see as he comes out on the floor here in just moments prior to this game. But you've got the thing about Carterville is we're starting to see more balanced scoring. Berkey, he's come alive here in the last 3-4 games. You've got Wakey that's getting in and getting 6-8 points per game. And then throw in Cade Lustenberger, who in that win over on Friday night against Vienna, 22 points in that game. He paced the Lions in scoring. And then Peyton Biddle can hit you he can add 8, 10. He could go off and hit you for 18 or 20 on any given night.
Yeah, the two things that have impressed me with this Carterville team over the last 4 or 5 games, one has been the play of Berkey, especially offensively. We know that he's a very good defensive player, but he hit 3 straight threes at the start of the third quarter to really kind of put that game away against Vienna in the regional finals. And then you got Cade Lustenberger, who has really become a force on the inside. He will not just settle for a 3. He looks to drive. He's gone to the free throw line a lot of times in the last week.
Carterville Lions make their way out back on the floor. Carterville fans on their feet. We're going to go on and take another break here on our Polar Whip pregame show. We'll be back to Pinckneyville coming up on News Radio WJPF. There's 200 watching the stream already. Wow. Hey, everybody watching online, good evening to you. Thank you for watching. Kick back and enjoy. Back to Dickhorn Court here at Pinckneyville High School. Sectional semifinal action here tonight before a packed house at Pinckneyville High School, and we're just a couple of minutes from the starting lineups and the tip-off here this evening between the number 1 and number 2 seeds in this side of the bracket in Class 2A, the Breese Central Cougars, coached by head coach Jeremy Schubert, and your Carterville Lions, coached by Shane Hawkins. And I always kid him, this is the house that Shane built here at Pinckneyville, so you got to think that there's a little bit, and Carterville typically plays well here. There's a little bit of familiarity, and you got to think that ought to feel comfortable to this Lions team.
Yeah, I think that will help Carterville, having played on this floor just a couple of weeks ago. And I've always said this, especially in big games. Your best players have to be better than the other team's best players. We saw that when Carterville beat Vienna. King and Treat were really not factors in that game, but Berkey, Lustenberger, and Hawkins in particular really took over that game.
As the players come to the near sideline, just below us at our perch here in the corner at Pinckneyville, I'm sure there will be an IHSA announcement. We have the national anthem there coming up, and folks, it's here. It's game time. And we are going to go on and take our final break here on our Polar Whip pregame show. Stay with us. When we come back, we will have those starting lineups and the tip-off. It's next on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Pinckneyville. Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson with you here this afternoon, or this evening rather, for this sectional semifinal matchup between the number 2 seeded Carterville Lions. They are the visiting team here this evening against the number 1 seed Breese Central Cougars. As the starting lineups are being announced now for the visitors, your Carterville Lions and Coach Shane Hawkins. It's the normal starting lineup we've seen over the course of the second half of the season. He'll, of course, go with the 5'7" senior, Peyton Biddle, who wears number 4. Blake Berkey, the 6'1" senior, number 12. Caden Hawkins, the 6' senior, wears number 21. Braden Wakey, the 6'3" junior, and the 6'5" senior, Cade Lustenberger, who wears number 40. Shane Hawkins, it'll be Biddle, Berkey, Hawkins, Wakey, and Lustenberger.
And this is a game where somebody else, maybe a Vandershill, maybe a Wakey, play a big game and help Carterville win this game. Wakey, of course, with a great leaping ability. I could see where he could have a big game inside tonight.
Absolutely, as they've been introduced and they're at the huddle. The Carterville cheerleaders doing their welcome cheer to the fans to our right, the Breese Central fans, who traveled well down 127, and welcome them to Pinckneyville here this evening. Now the starting lineup for Coach Jeremy Schubert and the Breese Central Cougars. It's going to be the 5'10" senior, number 1, Cody Dickshot. Also the 6' senior, number 3, Ty Kipper. The 6'2" junior, number 11, Mason Schubert. The 6'4" junior, number 22, Zane Schrage, and the 6'2" senior, number 35, Chase Lewis. It'll be Dickshot, Kipper, Schubert, Schrage, and Lewis, the starting 5 for Coach Jeremy Schubert and the Central Cougars.
Well, you look at Central's front court. They've got they're not real tall, but they are thick. They're probably football players. And so that might be a concern for Coach Hawkins if Central decides to post one of those guards up on one of the smaller Carterville guards.
Absolutely. Now the Breese cheerleaders doing their welcome cheer to the fans on the far side as everybody starts to come in and take their seats. We have the Carterville student section just in front of us here at Pinckneyville. I've been excited about this game all day long, Scott.
It's, once you get to the postseason, you know it's one and done. So your nerves get a little bit more frayed than in the regular season. You think about these games a little longer during the day or the days leading up to the game, but this is what it's all about. This is why these kids work hard and play, but this is why we broadcast games, to be able to do games like this.
Carterville's the first to take the floor as they make their way toward the logo at midcourt. Cade Lustenberger will do the jump for your Carterville Lions, and Coach Schubert and his Cougars break their huddle, and they step their way toward midcourt. What an atmosphere for high school basketball in Southern Illinois. Fist bumps all around down there.
I will say
I'll give you
this.
one too.
I will say this. I've been a little surprised that Wakey, with his leaping ability, doesn't take the jump to start a game. But what do I know?
Lustig will take it, and he'll match up against Mason Schubert, the 6'2 junior. Carterville will be moving left to right on your radio dial. Officials are ready. The ball's tipped, and the Lions control the tip. Here we go, folks. Into the front court. Carterville with it. There's Lustenberger, and they work it around to Berkey, who's on the right wing. Up top it goes to Hawkins. Hawkins with the left-hand dribble, dishes it to the left wing. Biddle will dribble in and then backs it up. Finds Berkey up top between the circles, takes it to the block, forces his way in, and a foul on the Cougars, and that is going to be on Zane Schrage, the first foul of the game.
That's one thing Carterville's done in recent weeks. They have been more committed to going to the glass than instead of settling for that outside shot.
And it has helped their game so much.
Well, and Carterville's a very good free throw shooting team, so it's a win-win.
So Hawkins will trigger, baseline right, gets it to Biddle. No score here as we're just underway, about 30 seconds in. Driving his way in, the left-hand layup, no good from Lustenberger. He gets his own rebound, trying to reverse layup. It goes out of bounds. Oh, no, not out of bounds. Actually, yes, at first I didn't think he went out, but the official says, yes, he did. He stepped on the inline, so Carterville turns the ball over on their first possession.
Yeah, Lustig got down to the paint, but it was a contested shot. Little off balance, had two cracks at it, but couldn't get either one to go.
Mason Schubert brings it across the timeline, moving right to left. Cougars in their home white uniforms here this afternoon. Schubert, the 6'2 junior, bounce pass to Lewis. Lewis toward the right side, pulls up the dribble. Now they work it up top to Dick Schott, and he controls on the right wing. Dribbles inside the arc, throws it away, and each team starting the game off with a turnover. Might be a little bit of nerves to start things off.
Well, Hawkins got a hand on the ball, and it went off one of the Cougars players out of bounds, so 2 turnovers, nobody scored yet.
And we are 1 minute in here at Pinckneyville. Shane Hawkins is taking a seat on the bench to the right. Lions basketball. Over on the left wing, Hawkins will take the shot, buries the three from the left wing for the Carterville Lions. They're on the board 3-0.
Hawkins had to elevate quickly because they had a guy right on him.
Here are the Cougars. They work it around to the right side and throw the ball away. Again, pass just went out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Lions.
I think it was Berkey that got a hand on the ball again, and it went off the Central player.
Here comes Hawkins as he dribbles his way past his dad, the head coach of the Lions. Takes it into the front court. Stands between the circles, directs traffic, gets the ball to Wakey. He's just left of the circle. Top of the key now to Lustenberger. Looks, finds Wakey. He dribbles in. Little turnaround jumper, little too strong. Tip in is good, though, from Wakey, or was that Hawkins?
I'm going to give it to Wakey. Either way, Cardinals up 5-0.
6:10 on the clock. Here are the Cougars driving in. Dick Schott dishes it to the left side. Top of the key, it goes to Lewis. Lewis drives in. Left-hand runner's good. First point of the game for the Cougars belongs to Chase Lewis.
Yeah, he got inside the lane and got his defender on his hip, and he scored.
5-2 the score. Jumper from Hawkins, in and out, no good. Tipped around. Berkey's there and grabs the rebound for Carterville. Back to Hawkins. He's between the circles. Yet to dribble. Now right side to Biddle. Biddle, head fake, now to Lustenberger. Just off the circle, drives into the paint, pulls up, ball slapped out of his hand and stolen. 2 turnovers now on the Lions. Into the front court, here's Kipper. Kipper loses the ball, another turnover. That's number 3 on the Cougars. Length of the floor, and a foul is called on Mason Schubert of the Cougars.
You know, one thing we didn't mention the whole pregame, Dave, we didn't mention how well Carterville's played defensively as well, creating a lot of turnovers. Biddle gets one there. Wakey got his hand on the ball first. Biddle picked it up.
It's going to be Carterville basketball. Biddle over on the left wing. Gets the screen from Lustenberger. Now finds Berkey, and then he dribbles to the right side. Hands it off to Hawkins. Hawkins has a pull-up 3. Hits that from the right side now. That's 6 in the game for the Lions. It's 8-2 Carterville.
I bet that finger's feeling a lot better right now.
Looks like it feels fantastic. As Lewis controls on the left wing to Rakers. Caden Rakers in the game. Jumper, though, top of the key from Cody Dick, shot for 2. He's on the board, and it's 8-4. Driving into the paint. Berkey's shot forces that one. Can't get it to go, and the rebound to Lewis. He's going to bring it into the front court for the Cougars. Dribbles in, bumps into the defender, puts it off the glass and good. Nice drive from Chase Lewis.
Well, they've got 3 turnovers talking about Central, but they're 3 from the field.
Here are the Lions. Caden Hawkins looks back, gets it to Lustenberger. 4:20 remaining here. It's 8-6 our score. Wakey now to Lustenberger. Lusty between the leg dribble off the free throw line, hands it to Hawkins. He drives in, reverses, no foul, turnover. Each team with 3 now. Here come the Cougars the other way into the front court. Schubert, his pass tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Cougars.
Yeah, Carterville had the 8-2 lead, and Central scored the last 2 buckets to cut it to 2.
From the baseline, just below us, they lob it up top to Cody Dickshot. Head fakes inside to Art, down to the low block, works his way into the paint, forces the shot, and the tip is good. Putback is good, rather, from Cody Dickshot. He's got 4.
Yeah, Hawkins was standing right there, but didn't try to get the rebound.
We're tied at 8, 3:45 on the first quarter clock. Biddle on the left wing, into the paint, lost his footing, and they say he traveled to Carterville. It's kind of unusual here in the last couple of games. They've got 4 turnovers here early.
Yeah, 3 on their last 3 possessions. So Carterville's up by 6, had everything going their way, and then turnovers has not helped them at all.
We're tied at 8 with 3:35 remaining in the opening quarter. The Cougars into the front court. They work it around to the left side. That's Schubert. And a foul behind the play. And a foul is going to be called on Chase Lewis.
That's going to be on Carterville.
Oh.
Lustenberger.
So that's the first foul on the Lions here in this first quarter. Braden Wakey checks out. Into the game is Vanderzil. Ball is triggered into Lewis. He's at the free throw line, dribbles in, spin move against Vanderzil. Shot is up and good off the glass. 6 in the game to Chase Lewis, and the Cougars have their first lead here at the 3:15 mark, 10-8.
Yeah, they've gone on an 8-0 run. They've hit 5 of their 6 shots from the field.
Crossover by Hawkins off the low block, off the glass, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Zane Schrage for Breese Central. Cross midcourt himself, works to the right side. Over on the right wing, that's Dickshot that holds. He dribbles back and forth, top of the key, it goes to Lewis. Lewis now left side to Schubert. Schubert around the screen from Lewis. Top of the key, it goes to the right side. Dickshot drives into the paint, found an opening. Left-hand runner off the bottom of the iron. Berkey gets the ball, throws it out top, and it's going to be Carterville that controls. That's Vanderzil that gets it, finally gets it away to Hawkins. He can take it into the front court. Lions trail 2-3 from Berkey. Off the mark, no good, and the rebound pulled down by, that's Schubert of the Cougars. He dishes it right side. Now it's top of the key. Dickshot looks inside. Backs it up with the dribble. Is going to slow things down. 2:20 on the clock. 10-8 is our score. Cougars on top by 2. Lewis takes the pass. Free throw line, lobs it down into the paint. Schubert got fouled by Berkey on the shot, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Carterville's missed their last 3 shots in the field and have turned the ball over 3 times. So they've gone cold since that 8-2 lead.
Mason Schubert is at the line shooting 2. The first one is good. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by IBEW Local 702. Proud supporter of Lions Sports, IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members, better life for all. 11-8 the score after the second free throw. 12-8. Cougars have the 4-point lead. Now Peyton Biddle will run the offense for the Lions as he comes across midcourt, hands it to Hawkins. He dribbles around and gets it to Berkey. Berkey takes it between the circles. Right-hand dribble to the right side, to the block. Pulls up, lobs it back to Caden Hawkins, just in front of the midcourt stripe. Crosses over, spin move, got an opening, left-hand layup. That's nice. Created the space he needed and got the layup. That is 8 in the game for Caden Hawkins. Down low, Dickshot misses the first, but he gets the tip in. 6 now for Cody Dickshot.
He may have gotten away with the forearm. It wasn't called, but he got his own rebound, and Central's back up by 4 again.
Less than 90 seconds left. Hawkins 3, no good. Rebound by Chase Lewis for the Cougars. 14-10, here comes Breese Central into the front court. 14-10, minute 10 remaining. Cougars it on the left wing. Rakers, jumper from the elbow is good for Caden Rakers. Rakers, a 5'10 sophomore, gives the Cougars a 6-point lead, 16-10. 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of this sectional semifinal matchup. Biddle thought about the three, throws it back up top to Hawkins. From the elbow, free thrown jumper is good, or off the iron, no good. And the rebound to the Cougars. They're killing us on the boards.
Yeah, the Carterville's one and done.
30 seconds remain in this opening quarter. Cougars are going to slow it down. They have the 6-point lead. Carterville's content to let them run the clock here to the end of the first quarter. They look back toward Coach Jeremy Schubert. Get the play call. 15, 14, 13 remaining on the first quarter clock. As Schubert runs the play, hands it off to Cody Dickshot. Left court to the left wing, Rakers, and a travel. So with 4.6 seconds remaining here in the quarter, Carterville can close out the opening stanza. In comes Drew Barrington to replace Adam Vanderzil. And it will be Lustenberger that triggers from the sideline right. Gets it to Hawkins. 4, 3, 2, to Biddle. 3, long range is no good. That ends the first quarter of play. It's Breese Central, who was down early, but they come back here in the second half of the first quarter. They lead at 16-10 as we end the first quarter on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Pinckneyville. Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson, where as we head to the second, it's 16-10 Breese Central.
28% from the field for Carterville, 70% for Breese Central.
Cougars have it to start play in the second, and a charging foul is called on Chase Lewis as he bumped into the defender. And I couldn't see who that was on the... That may have been Barrington that took the charge there for the Lions.
Yeah, I'm not really for sure, but that's 5 turnovers now on Breese Central. Carterville's got to start taking advantage of these Central turnovers.
Here comes Hawkins. He finds Lustenberger. He's just left of the circle. Looks inside, doesn't dribble. Backcourt lob to Blake Herky. Oh, he missed the layup the other way. The lob pass he couldn't finish off, and the Cougars get the board. Lewis controls it, the logo at midcourt. Hands it off now to Schubert. Schubert to the right wing. Gets it to Dickshot. Now it's back to Schubert. Top of the key to Lewis. Drives inside the paint. Dickshot lobs it back. Nice give and go. Back and forth from Dickshot to Chase Lewis. 8 in the game for Lewis, and it's an 8-point Cougar lead.
Yeah, just very good offense, very patient.
It's a drive by Berkey down low, dishes it, almost thrown out. Nice save by Peyton Biddle as he kept it from going out of bounds. Hawkins finds Barrington. Barrington to Lusty off his foot. Biddle picks it up. Nobody on him. Now he finally drives into the paint. Finds Berkey right wing. 3, no good. Rebound to Lewis for the Cougars.
Carterville's missed 9 of their last 10 shots from the field.
8-point lead. Spin move by Lewis into the paint. Throws it over to the right side. It goes out of bounds, and that's turnover number 6 on the Breese Central Cougars.
Yeah, Carterville has got to get their offense going. We've talked about this many times. if Carterville's offense is on, they can beat anybody. But if their offense isn't very good like it is right now, they're going to struggle to beat anybody.
They'll heat it up. They'll get things going. Lusty on the right wing. Spin move off the block, off the glass, a little short, tipped around. Biddle gets the board. He throws it up, gets fouled. So Peyton Biddle gets the rebound and can go to the line and with the clock stopped, make a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Biddle said, look what I found. He was the only guy on that side of the basket. And he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot Carterville's first free throws of the game.
Peyton Biddle, averaging 11 points a game, has 2 free throws coming. Where's number 4? The 5'7" senior. Stands at the free throw line right. Misses the first free throw. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction. Experience, it comes from 40 years in the business. Find out more. Visit charliesairandheat.com. Peyton Biddle's second free throw is good. 7-point lead and the ball for the Cougars. 18-11 is the score. 6:15 remaining in this first half. Over on the right wing, it is Rakers, now top of the key to Schubert. Now they bring it near side on the left wing. That's Dickshot, feeds it toward the post. That's Schrage, and he travels with the basketball. I'm going to give it right back to Carterville. That's the 7th turnover now on the Cougars.
Well, if Carterville could just have 6 points off these 7 turnovers, we'd have a close game. But Carterville cannot score. Give credit to Central's defense, though. It's very, very good.
Yeah, they're solid. Here's Hawkins. Top of the key, feeds it Lusty. Now the 3 from Biddle is from the left corner is good. Peyton Biddle, he's got 4, cuts the lead to 4. 18-14, 5:40 remaining. Carterville picks up the defense. They find Dickshot down toward the post, and now he has to throw it out to the top. That's Schubert that controls. Brings it to the left wing, crosses over, right side of the circle, right wing. They look inside, look for the cutter, not there. Pass up top, now to the left wing to Rakers. Rakers top of the key to Kipper. Kipper, bounce pass, tried to get it to the block. It's on the floor. Carterville got it, but they throw it right back to the Cougars. And the layup is good from Ty Kipper.
That's unfortunate for Carterville because Barrington dove in on the floor, got the ball, but when they tried to get it back to one of the Carterville players, it went right to the Central player.
Straightaway 3 for Caden Hawkins is good. That's 9 in the game for 11 in the game for Caden. And that cuts the lead to 3, 20-17, 4:45 remaining. Slicing down the left side of the lane, off the glass, a little bit short by the shot by Kipper, no good, but he got his own board. Throws it top of the key. Schrage's 3, no good. Rebound Kipper, right hand push shot, no good. Tip back up, no good. And long rebound goes out. Here comes Schubert, and he stepped out of bounds. And it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions. 4 opportunities on that possession.
Now, you can't let that happen. And the officials are talking about it. Oh, they're going to give it to Central. The official that made the call was right where the ball went out of bounds. The official that reversed the call was on the side. So you tell me who had the better angle.
At least they talk about it. That's all you can ask, you know. Shane Hawkins has a conversation with the officials.
So we'll mark that turnover on
Carterville. Over on the right wing. Cody Dickshot dribbles in, dishes it to the left side. The 3, no good. And Barrington gets the rebound. He's on the run, taking it to the hole. Tried to throw the pass. That was crazy pass. Out of control the other way. Left-hand layup, too strong. And the ball, a push, is going to be called on the Cougars. It's going to be on Cody Dickshot. That's going to be the first and the 5th team foul now on the Breese Central Cougars.
Central's gone cold from the field. They missed their last 6 shots from the field.
So length of the floor to go for your Carterville Lions. 4 minutes remaining, 3-point ball game. Boy, this is a good ball game.
Well, it's like watching 2 gladiators out there battling away.
Hawkins just off the circle, drives in, bumps into the defender, pull-up jumper off the back of the iron. Nice rebound there from Mason Schubert. He brings it into the front court himself, dishes it to the right wing. They look inside, they take it to the right corner and feed the post. Spin move, left hand layup. It rolls around and falls for Zane Schrage.
One of the differences in this game right now, Dave, is Central's making their shots in the paint. Carterville is not.
Exactly. It's a 5-point lead, 22-17, 3:25 till halftime. Lustenberger feeds Hawkins. Drives to the free throw line, pulls up, ball slapped out of his hand. He gets it back to Lustenberger, though. Between the leg dribble by Lusty. Back to Hawkins, left wing. Found an opening, clearing off the glass. Too strong, way too strong. And the Cougars another rebound. The outlet pass to Schubert. Pulls it up toward the right side. Found an opening down the baseline. Bumped by Cade Lustenberger before the foul. And that is going to be foul number 3 on the Lions.
One thing you can't do if you're struggling from the field like Carterville is, once you get within 5 feet of the basket, you've got to convert those.
Vanderzeel will come in to replace Drew Barrington. 2:59 remaining till halftime. 5-point lead, 22-17. This is a sectional semifinal matchup. Number 2, Pinckneyville, knocked off Massac last night, 56-43. Dick shot from about 17 is no good, and over the back is going to be called on the Cougars, and that will be on Zane Schrage. That's his second.
Lustenberger had good position on him. That's one of the few times in this first half that Cardinals actually got position on a missed Central shot.
Length of the floor to go for the Lions. Big Hawk talks to Little Hawk, sets the play. Carterville moving left to right. They're the visiting team here in the orange uniforms. Vanderzeel controls between the circles. Right side to Lustenberger, right wing. Back and forth with the dribble. Now with the left hand, takes it to the paint. Dribbled it off the foot of the defender, turns it over. Here come the Cougars the other way. Nice feed. Oh, nice defense by the Lions. Comes slashing in was Vanderzeel to get the ball, to slap it out of the hands. And he goes out of bounds, but that was great defense by Adam Vanderzeel.
That's twice now. Lustenberger's got the ball into the paint, but he's kept the ball too low for too long, and they've been able to get it out of his hands.
Schubert triggers it in to Cody Dick's shot, and he has an easy bucket in the paint.
That doesn't get any easier than that.
That's 8 for Cody. And it's a 7-point lead, 24-17. In the paint, Hawkins' jumper way off balance. Carterville's just not taking good shots. The other way, here comes Cody Dick's shot. Finds open Rickoff, his shot no good, and Biddle gets the rebound for the Lions. He takes it into the front court himself.
Central has only made 4 field goals this second quarter. Cardinals has got 2. They're both threes, but that's it.
Now to Berkey. Bumps his way into the paint. Lost the dribble. Now finds Vanderzeel. Crossover. Adam tries to drive the baseline. Hawkins saves it from going out of bounds. Gets it to Lustenberger. Back to Hawkins. Layup is good. Oh, nice job, boys. That's how you did that. 13 in the game now for Caden Hawkins, and driving in and running over the defender was Cody Dick's shot, and taking the charge was Adam Vanderzeel.
Carterville's doing a good job of getting in front of the man driving through the paint.
We are at the half at Pinckneyville, and the Breese Central Cougars lead this ball game 24-22. What a first half of basketball, Scott Hudson. That was entertaining.
Well, Carterville got out to the 8-2 lead, and then all of a sudden Central caught fire. Carterville started turning the ball over, started missing some shots in the paint, and at one point I think Central had an 8-point lead, but a turnover late in the second quarter gave Carterville the ball back. Hawkins goes into the front court and waits till about 50% from the field. They had no threes in the first half. Carterville 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Central 2 of 2. Rebounding, big edge to Breese Central, 15-7 over Carterville. Central led in rebounding by Lewis. Carterville had 2 each from Biddle and Berkey. Turnovers, 7 for Carterville, 9 for Breese Central. I think that's something Carterville coach Hawkins will talk to his squad about at halftime. Hey, we got to quit turning the ball over, keep forcing those turnovers. But to me, the key in that half, great defense by Central. But when Carterville got the ball in the paint, whether it was Hawkins or Lustenberger or Berkey, they couldn't score from 5 feet in, and that's going to have to change in the second half.
But you got to say, you kind of felt the shooting warm up just a little bit for the Lions there toward the end of that half.
Yeah, and as we saw in the Vienna game, Carterville is very good in the third quarter coming out of the break. So they're going to have to this second half. They will get the ball first to start the third quarter, but I think Carterville, in some ways, a little fortunate they're only down by 2 because Central uncharacteristically had 9 turnovers in that first half.
When you look at the scoring, they were led by the 8 points from Chase Lewis and Cody Dickshot were the Cougars. And then you had Ty Kipper, Schubert, Schrage with 2 each. That accounts for the 24 first half points scored by Breese Central. Carterville was paced by the 13 from their leading scorer, Caden Hawkins. He had 3 threes. Peyton Biddle added a 3. He had 4. Cade Lustenberger had that big 3 to close out the first half of basketball. And Braden Wakey with 2. That's where we stand right now, 24-22. It's your Fire Masters halftime report. Stay with us. We'll continue here on News Radio WJPF.
Everything this year's boys state tournament will be televised live on the IHSA television network. If you can't be at the State Farm Center for the state tournaments, be sure to watch them live on the IHSA television network. Check your local listings for the station carrying the games in your area.
Hey, everybody watching online, sorry about the buffering there in the first half. Hopefully I've got it fixed now. It's all about the second half anyway. Back at Pinckneyville, Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson with you where we are at the half in a 2-point ball game. What did you expect, Scott Hudson, when we went through the pregame numbers, the averages per game, the margins of victory? It was even, and we got a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, I think that's what I expected as well. I didn't expect Breese Central to have 9 turnovers in that first half, but the one advantage that does go to Central, this is the type of game that they like to play, a low-scoring game, win with 40 points, maybe 50. So right now, this is the type of game Central wants. For Carterville, you just got to shoot better. There weren't that many bad shots taken by Carterville in that first half. They just got to get them to go in.
What an atmosphere.
Oh. I mean, again, this is why the kids play the game. This is why broadcasters broadcast games. You know, you don't get an opportunity as a player and or a broadcaster to do things like this. It's a great atmosphere. Both schools were well represented.
Of course, last night, the Pinckneyville Panthers knock off Massac County. That was 56-43, the 13-point win. Pinckneyville's playing well. Massac kind of struggled here toward down the stretch of the regular season, but the Pinckneyville fans and the players are here watching this game, and you know, They have a vested interest in this. Carterville has beat Pinckneyville twice this season in conference play to go undefeated in the Mississippi division of the River to River Conference. The Cougars undefeated in their conference, the Mississippi side of the Cahokia Conference. But Friday night, I don't care which team comes away from this, it's going to be a good ball game here for the finals of the sectional.
And we always talk about when you go get the postseason, you want to be playing your best basketball. I didn't think Massac County finished the season very strong, and it affected them in the sectional. You look at a team like Pinckneyville, after Carterville beat them, I think that was their third straight loss. They had to regroup in a hurry, and they did, beating Columbia and then beating Massac County last night. So you just never know. That's the thing about basketball. Throughout the records, throughout what you've done on a certain floor or against a certain opponent, it's who's better that night.
And momentum can switch in a second.
All it takes is a turnover for a run out, a big three to give you a 7-point lead instead of a 4-point lead. There's so many things that can change the momentum of a game.
Or taking a charge,
yeah,
saving a ball from going out of bounds. It can all just pivot in a heartbeat. We are going to go on and take our final break here on our Fire Masters halftime report. Second half action. Who's going to win this? Who's advancing? Who's going home? We'll tell you coming up. Second half action next on News Radio WJPF. You're right. Perfect. Thank you. Here we go, second half of the semifinals matchup at the sectionals at Pinckneyville. Carterville the ball to start play as they're moving right to left. They trail by 2. Berkey, Hawkins, Lustenberger, Wakey, and Biddle, the starting 5 for the Carterville Lions. Lustenberger into the paint, head fake, puts the shot up. He got fouled, and the foul is going to be on the Cougars' Ty Kipper. And Kate Lustenberger, who hit that big 3 to close out the first half, can go and tie this game up with a couple of free throws.
Carterville shot a ton of free throws in the second half against Vienna. That helped them extend their lead.
Kate hits the first one. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling. Full service salon on Division Street in Carterville. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Saturdays, 8 until 2. After the free throws, Kate Lustenberger ties it up at 24. Just underway here in the third quarter. On the floor and into the front court, the Cougars. They work it around to Cody Dickshot. Just off the circle to the right side. He finds Kipper. And now it is Schubert that controls. Has Hawkins on him defensively. Carterville's playing man-to-man D. Top of the key to Lewis. Over on the left wing to Schubert. Now top of the key to Schrage. Schrage to Lewis. He goes to the right corner. Clock rolls towards 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We're tied here at 24. Slow pace by the Cougars. This is what they like. Around the screen, into the paint to the elbow, pulls up, throws it up top. Left side it goes to Cody Dickshot. Inside the arc, top of the key to Schrage. Schrage to the right side to Schubert. Schubert drives, gets the layup, but he can't get it to go. Carterville gets the rebound. Here comes Hawkins to Lusty. 3, right wing for Lustenberger. Just clips the iron. And the long rebound to Kipper the other way. Side step, slide step, good for Ty Kipper.
Lustenberger had a wide open three and missed everything.
Nice job on that drive by Kipper using that little Euro step slide to avoid the defender. And the Cougars are up 2 now, 26-24. 6.5 remaining at the free throw line on the left wing now. That's Biddle that controls. To Lusty, spin move back to Biddle. Across the free throw line, pulls up, needs some help. Bounce pass now to Berkey. Berkey inside the arc to the block, puts the shot up, no call. Can't get the rebound, and it is the Cougars that get the rebound. That is Chase Lewis. He takes it into the front court himself. He finds Dick Shot, drives into the paint, tried the reverse, and it was blocked from behind. That's going to be on Wakey, I do believe.
You know, Dick Shot just gets in the paint so easily. It's almost effortless how he gets in there. But all their guards, actually all their players, but especially their guards and forwards, all good size, very thick.
Cody had 8 first-half points. He's just picked up his 9th on the made free throw. And now the lead for the Cougars is 3 points. It's 27-24, 6:02 on the clock. Shane Hawkins has to tuck in, Well, Shane Hawkins probably needs to tuck his shirt in too, but it's Caden that was told by the official, clean it up, son. Second free throw is good. Double digits now for Cody Dickshot. Leading scorer for the Cougars, 28-24, the 4-point lead. Lions trail by 4 with the ball. Wakey dribbles and hands it to Hawkins. Hawkins, top of the key, looks inside, now with the left-hand dribble, dribbles out, finds Lusty. Lusty across the free throw line, bounce pass to the right side, that's Berkey. He dribbles out, passes up Biddle, drives to the lane himself, spin move, works on the defender, got fouled from behind, and that is going to be Zane Schrage that just picked up foul number 3.
Now, they're probably going to have to bring him out of the game, and that would be a big loss for them because he's their biggest man. But this is where you got to make your free throws. Only down by 4.
Look for Blake Berkey to make some noise here in the second. He was held scoreless at the half. His first free throw is no good. This Lions broadcast brought to you by IBEW Local 702. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members, better life for all. Blake Berkey averaging 7 points per game, but here, the last 4 or 5 games, he's been averaging probably a dozen. It's his second free throw at the stripe. Much better. Hits that one. He's in the scorebook with 1. 3-point ball game. Cougars with the 3-point lead, 28-25, and the ball. Crossover by Kipper. Drives into the front court, right wing. Top of the key, they go now to Schubert. He dribbles around to the left side, finds Dick Shot. Jumper from the free throw line is good. Dozen in the game for Cody Dickshot. And it's a 5-point lead for Breese Central.
Now, their baskets are coming much easier for them than it is Carterville's.
Hawkins head fake, spin in the paint. Push shot is good. 15 for Caden Hawkins, 5 off his season average of 20. Cuts the lead to 3, 30-27. Over on the right side, right wing, Schubert between the legs. Now top of the key, it goes to Lewis. Lewis right side now to Kipper. Kipper around the screen from Lewis. Jumper from 17, good.
Well, they've hit 3 of 4 from the field to start this third quarter.
Ty Kipper with 6 points in the contest, 32-27, 4.5 remaining. Lions have it. There's Biddle, dribbles around top of the key, now Hawkins. Hawkins, jumper, pull up 3, straight away. Long rebound, no good. Lewis, the rebound for the Cougars. Schubert into the front court. Finds Lewis. Lewis dishes it corner left. 3 from there. Too strong. Cade Lustenberger, the rebound. Lions into the front court. Hawkins now to the right side. Biddle's got an open 3. Ooh, look good. Tipped out. Who's it going to be off of? Carterville. And the rebound, or the Cougars will have the basketball.
Now, this was one of the concerns for me coming into this game is Carterville not shooting the ball well. 1 of 5 to start the third quarter. Central, 3 of 5. And they've got the ball with a 5-point lead.
32-27, 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter, midway through. Lewis, jumper from the free throw line, though, from Schubert, no good, and Carterville gets the rebound. Outlet pass to Berkey. Berkey back to Lusty. He's open three. Off the mark, no good, but Hawkins gets the board. Back to Lusty toward the corner right. Around the screen from Hawkins. And he feeds Berkey top of the key. Down low, nice feed to Braden Wakey. Give the assist to Berkey, the bucket to Wakey. That was a nice play right there.
Yeah, everybody forgot about Wakey, and he finished.
32-29 is our score. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Cougars and the ball. Dick shot head fake into the paint, off the glass with the left hand, got the bucket and the foul. Peyton Biddle just picked up the foul for the Carterville Lions. It's going to be the first on Peyton, and Cody Dick shot with 14 points, a chance at 15 if he can make the free throw.
Well, Dick shot's only 5'10", but I'll tell you what, he's built. I bet he's a football player. He uses his size to his advantage, and he's been the Carterville killer right now.
He had 8 first half points. He's got 6 here in the first 4.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Carterville had 4 field goals in the first quarter, 4 field goals in the second quarter. They've only got 2 here in the third with 3:15 to go.
Cody at the stripe to the right. 1 dribble, and the free throw's good. He's at 15 in the game. He's tied with Caden Hawkins for leading scorer. 6-point lead, 35-29. Carterville has the ball, though. They need a bucket here. Lusty drives the baseline, found an opening, got the defender in the air, off the glass, missed the first shot, but he puts it back, gets his own rebound, puts it back. That's 7 now for Cade Lustenberger, and back to a 4-point Central lead. Bounce pass to Lewis. He's inside the paint, or the arc. Right side, they dish it to Dick Shot, top of the key, 3 from Lewis.
That's their first 3 of the game, and that came at a bad time for Carterville.
Chase Lewis into double digits now with 11. Hawkins finds Biddle. Biddle into the paint, head fake, puts it up with the left hand. Ooh, wouldn't go. And the rebound by Chase Lewis for the Cougars, but the ball's tipped away. Here come the Lions the other way. Lustenberger drives in, lost the dribble, saves it, but to the Cougars. And a turnover. That's the first on the Lions here in the second half. Dish to the left corner. Off the left wing, Schubert looks inside. 2 minutes remaining in the third. It's a 7-point Breese Central lead, 38-31. It was 16-10 at the end of the first. 24-22 Central at the half. Head fake by Lewis. Looking for the cutter. Schubert now left side. It goes to Dick Shot on the left wing. Top of the key to Lewis. He's got another open 3. No good. Tipped around. Lewis winds up with it. Off the glass and good. Timeout on the floor. It's a 9-point lead, the biggest lead of the game for Breese Central Cougars here at the minute 36 mark of the third quarter. It's going to be a 60-second timeout. 40-31. Cougars over the Lions here on News Radio WJPF. Hey, everybody online, thanks for watching. It was 24-22 at the half, but here with a minute 36 remaining in the third, Central's got their shooting touch going. Carterville has not, and the Cougars have a 9-point lead. It's 40-31 with a minute 36 remaining in the third.
Yeah, Breese Central's offense, they continuous movement, and they always seem to get an open shot. Carterville has had trouble tonight getting any open shots.
See what they drew up at the timeout with Coach Shane Hawkins. Well, Lusty had the ball slapped out from behind the other way. The layup is finished by Caden Rakers. 4 in the game for Rakers, and it's an 11-point lead. That was not how that was drawn up.
No, but a good play by Breese Central.
Yes, it was. Hawkins, spin move, top of the key now to Biddle. Biddle dribbles out. He lost the handle. Back-to-back turnovers, the Lions. The other way, the feed off the glass is good. Mason Schubert, 4 in the game for Schubert, and the lead has suddenly blown to 13, 44-31 Cougars. All over the lines here in the second half. Hawkins' jumper is no good. Got to make those shots, got to make those bunnies, and Caden is frustrated. Talks to himself, now picks up the defense at midcourt on Schubert. Schubert lost the handle, but he finds Lewis to save him into the front court. 29, 28, 27 remaining here in the third quarter. Lewis now to Rakers. Rakers at the logo at midcourt. Over to the right side, that is Colton Arnold into the game for Coach Jeremy Schubert. 12, 11, 10. And they're going to call a foul, or actually an over and back on the Cougars. As I believe Schubert stepped into the backcourt. They say the ball was not tipped by Hawkins, who had the defensive assignment. They say it was not tipped, and so Schubert did step across midcourt.
That might have been a makeup call from the one that they reversed against Carterville earlier.
Here's Hawkins. Jumper from Lusty, short. And out of bounds to end the quarter. 44-31 is our score as we are going to head to the fourth. And Coach Schubert is way out at actually on the front side of the court here below us, talking with the officials, looking for an explanation. But that ends the third. It's 44-31 here on News Radio WJPF. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen, fourth quarter here at the semifinal round of the sectionals at Pinckneyville. And the Breese Central Cougars have a 44-31 lead on your Carterville Lions.
Carterville only 27% from the field, 61% for Breese Central.
They have the basketball to start play, moving left to right on the radio dial. The Cougars, the home team here this evening, have played well in this third quarter, as we're in the fourth here at Pinckneyville. Pulling up and finding Schubert to the right side. That's Dick Shot that drives in, finds Lewis, and hits both of his frees. Hawkins dribbles in, found an opening, reverse layup. Oh, couldn't get it to go. And it's Lewis that gets the rebound. Man, they've missed probably 5 or 6 bunny shots here tonight.
They only have 3 field goals in the second half.
Over on the left wing. That's Rakers, top of the key. Now they work it to the right side. Lewis feeds Dick Shot at the elbow. Jumper, though, for 3 is no good. And the rebound going over the back is going to be called on Zane Schrage. Schrage just picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah,
so he goes to the bench.
And Central has not scored a field goal in this fourth quarter yet. Carterville's 0 of 2. They've missed their last 4 shots in the field.
Nick Helmink checks into the game for the first time for Coach Jeremy Schubert. Here comes Hawkins. 5:50 remaining. It's a 15-point lead. It's not impossible, but you need to score and score on every possession and get some stops. The jumper from Hawkins is no good, and the Cougars get the rebound. One and done does not do it.
Nope.
Schubert at the hash, drives inside. He's going to reverse it. They can run a little clock on the right wing. 5:20 remaining here in the ball game. The winner plays Pinckneyville coming up Friday night for the sectional championship. Breese Central 28-4 on the season. Carterville 26-6. Ball's tipped out of bounds off of the Lions. It's going to stay with Breese Central. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling, Division Street in Carterville, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 2. Far sideline. They feed it in, give and go, run the clock. They had 3 wide open shots right there that they passed on. And it's Wakey that comes out and fouls up top.
This game reminds me of the Carterville-Vienna game, only roles reversed.
Yes. Yes, it does. They get the ball into Lewis, and a foul from behind on Lusty. That is going to be team foul number 6 now on Carterville. And a timeout on the floor with just under 5 to play. 4:59 showing on the clock, and it's a 15-point lead for the Cougars. We'll pause for 30 seconds here on News Radio WJPF. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, experience. It comes from 40 years in business. Find out more. Visit charliesairandheat.com. 15-point lead for the Cougars and the ball with under 5 to play here at the Pinckneyville sectional. Caden Hawkins picks up the foul.
That's probably the last guy you want to foul. Dick shot. He's 74, almost 75% from the free throw line this year. And you think that's bad or that? He's not. He's only their 3rd leading free throw shooter.
Yeah. Good ball player. 17 in the game. First one is no good. So maybe that strategy pays off for the Lions. They get it into the front court. Here's Hawkins. Dishes it to the left wing, top of the key. Head fake by Lusty. Dribbles inside the arc, finds Berkey. Berkey drives inside the arc now to the paint. Ball's tipped away, turnover. Dick shot to the length of the floor, out of bounds, and fouled. Everybody seems to be okay. 2 or 3 players on the floor down there.
It's almost as if Breese Central knows where the pass is going to go before it's made.
Yep.
They are so good defensively. This might be the best defensive team Carterville's played all year.
Peyton Biddle picked up his 3rd foul. That is the 8th team foul now on the Lions. And Cody Dickshot, who was perfect prior to that last trip to the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 of 6, 5 of 7. There was a 2-shot foul after Biddle fouls him. It's not impossible right now for the Lions, but you have to get some stops and you have to hit some buckets.
Well, you have to hit some threes, and then you're going to have to go full court pressure and try to get some turnovers.
18 in the game now for Cody Dickshot. 16-point lead, 47-31. 4.5 to play. Lustenberger drives to the elbow, pulls up, ball's just ripped out, jump ball, possession arrow, keeps it with the Lions.
How many times have we seen a Carterville player get in the paint, have the ball down on the floor, and a Central player just come in there and either swipe it or cause a tie-up?
Yep. Berkey, runner blocked by Lewis. Ball is out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Carterville.
Nobody has scored a field goal in this fourth quarter.
And we're almost halfway.
Yep.
Halfway through. 44-31 was the score. It's 47-31. All their points coming at the stripe. Biddle to Lustenberger. Guys got to start shooting. 4 minutes remaining. Here's Lusty. His leaner's no good. Gets his own rebound, and the putback is good. 9 in the game for Cade Lustenberger. Carterville picks up the pressure in the backcourt. It's a 14-point lead. Minimal pressure, though, applied. It is coming across the timeline is Schubert. Schubert, right-hand dribble, top of the key. Between the circles, right side he goes. Crossover between the legs. Biddle on him defensively. Man-to-man D by the Lions. Got the breakdown, and Biddle apparently fouled him.
Every Carterville player, when Carterville has the ball, they've got a player guarding them at least as tall or taller than they are. That makes it so tough to shoot those threes over them, even if you are open.
Mason Schubert hits the front end of the 1-and-1. 5 in the game for the coach's son, Mason. Free throw number 2 is good. 16-point lead, 49-33, 3:35 remaining. Hawkins into the paint, off the glass, no good. Lewis the rebound for the Cougars.
And the wheels are about to come off.
Foul on the reach around by Caden Hawkins. Number 2 on Caden.
You probably, Dave, have to go back to the Massac County game where Carterville shot this poorly.
Yeah.
And that's been a while.
I think you're right. Double bonus now for the Cougars. Schubert just picked up his 7th point. Second is good. That's 8 now. 51-33, 3:30 remaining, actually 3:20 remaining. Top of the key to Biddle. Carterville's just not shooting. There's Hawkins. His three's no good. Lewis the rebound. And the Cougars can take their time on every single possession now. Carterville's backing off. Timeout is called by Jeremy Schubert. 3 minutes, just 3:02. As Coach Schubert and his staff tell the fans, get on your feet. 30-second timeout here. It's 51-33 at Pinckneyville on News Radio WJPF. Three minutes exactly remaining in this semifinal sectional matchup. And it looks like it's going to be Breese Central that advances. 2:50 remaining, 51-33, the 18-point lead. Lewis at the left elbow. Dick shot dribbles out. Now he gets it to Rankers. Rickers on the right side of the circle. Left-hand dribble, reverses back and forth. 2.5 remaining. Fans start to make their way toward the exits. Pinckneyville won last night, 56-43. They beat Massac County to advance to the sectional final. And Cody Dickshot gets the easy layup on the other end. He's the leading scorer with 20 here this evening. 3 from the Lions is short. That was put up by Berkey. Lewis the rebound. Outlet pass to Schubert. He reverses and spins to the hash on the far side. Timeout. On the floor for substitution is Coach Jeremy Schubert. He's going to clear the bench, get his starters off the floor. It's a good ball team right there, Scott Hudson.
Very good ball team. This is the best team Carterville's played this year when it comes to defense.
And Coach Shane Hawkins starts to clear his bench. Blake Berkey's played his final high school basketball game. Braden Wakey, a junior, will be back next year. Adam Vanderzeel, the senior, gives a hug to his teammates. Under 2 to play. Hawkins is still on the floor, as is Peyton Biddle. Maddox Crane is in the game. And Brock Chastain is on the floor as well. And Cade Lustenberger. Shane Hawkins is going to go to his bench now. Skelter getting ready to come in with Barrington. Driving off the glass, shot no good. Rebound and put back no good. Again, another rebound for the Cougars. Top of the key, 3 is no good. And Biddle gets the rebound for Carterville. Minute 20 remaining. 20-point lead, 53-33. Biddle needs some help. Tried to get it to Lusty. It winds up with Biddle. Now the jumper is off the mark by the Lions. Tipped around, reverse layup, no good from Hawkins. And Lusty gets the rebound. Now a long-range 3 from Lustenberger's no good. Rebound Cougars. Timeout. Here come the subs for the seniors on the floor. Peyton Biddle. Love that kid. Hugs his dad, his assistant coach, Hawkins' assistant coach. Cade Lustenberger comes to the floor, to the sidelines. And get hugs from Shane Hawkins. Colton Hawkins comes in to replace his brother, Caden, his final game of the season, as he just drapes his arms around his dad. His dad hugs his head, talks to him, kisses his head.
There's nobody that plays the game of basketball harder than Hawkins.
20-point score per game for the Lions. The floater the other way is good from Reberman. Jumper, right side, no good. And a foul is called on the rebound.
Dave, the most field goals Carterville had in any quarter was the first and the second, 4. They only had 3 in the third. So far in the fourth, they've got 1 field goal. They just went ice. They didn't go ice cold. They went at Antarctic ice cold in this second half.
Iceberg cold. It was 16-10 Cougars at the end of the first. It was 24-22 at the half. You kind of felt going into halftime maybe the momentum had switched as Lustenberger hit that big 3 at the buzzer. At the end of the third, though, it was Cougars up 13, 44-31, and here with 35 seconds remaining, 22-point lead.
And this loss by Carterville will not define their season.
No.
This was an exciting group to watch ever since they were freshmen. They got 26 wins this season, a
School
regional
record.
championship. You got the outright conference title, undefeated in conference. This is a very good season. This game does not define their season.
They'll finish 26-7. The 26 wins a school record. What a year. Here come the Lions in the paint. Throw it around. Breese Central, though, they advance on to the finals of the sectionals here at Pinckneyville. And they are going to improve to 29 wins on the year, 29-4. 10 seconds remaining. Breese Central gets the win here this evening, 56-33. Breese Central, 29-4. Carterville finishes their 2022-23 campaign 26-7 on the season. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, basketball season is over for your Carterville Lions. Stay with us. Our Banterra Bank postgame show next on News Radio WJPF. I'm good with that. Hey, everybody online, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Good luck, Cougars, in the next round.
Carterville got outscored by nine points in field goals. They got outscored by by 11 at the free throw line. So there's 18 points right there.
So as we go through the scoring, let's run through that here. For Breese Central, they were led by the 20 points tonight by Cody Dickshot. He is an outstanding ball player, the guard for the Breese Central Cougars, and he led all scores tonight by scoring 20 points here this evening. 8 from Mason Schubert, 13 from Chase Lewis. I was impressed with Lewis tonight. He was strong. He was strong on the glass. He could shoot inside. He could shoot outside. He does a little bit of everything.
Well, he had a double-double because he had 10 rebounds, which led the Cougars. And Carterville only had 18 rebounds, being led by Lustenberger with 5. But Carterville was out-rebounded 31-18. Carterville with 12 turnovers, 11 for the Breese Central Cougars.
Also chipping in, Zane Schrage with 2, Bryce Behrman with 2. Braden Reberman hit a shot there late in the ball game. He's got 2. Caden Drake's chipped in 4. Kai Kipper with 6. Breese Central hit their average on the season. They averaged 55. They scored 56. For Carterville, it was the 15 from Caden Hawkins, 13 of which came in the first half. Could not get anything going in that second half. He is the leading scorer for the Carterville Lions. Kate Lustenberger had 9. Braden Wakey with 4. Peyton Biddle with 4, all in the first half. And Blake Berkey had a free throw in the second half. Carterville could only score 33 points per game. Here's what's interesting. The Cougars, Carterville came into the game averaging 61, almost 62 points a game. Cougars allowed 38 points per game on the season, and they held Carterville below that at 33. So the numbers didn't lie coming in. We asked, is that real? Is that, the numbers we talked about it in the pregame show. It was an evenly matched game on paper. But, man, when it came time to play, Cougars are the real deal.
Yeah, they're a very good team, and it's going to take a Herculean effort by Pinckneyville to beat this Breese Central team. I think Breese Central will probably end up at the Super Sectional at Carbondale next week. They're a very, very good team. They don't really wow you with long-range bombs, but they get to the paint so easily, it's almost effortless. They rebound very well. A lot of times you miss a shot, it's one and done.
Yeah.
They are well coached. You know, Carterville got out to the 8-2 lead. They had the crowd behind them. He thought, uh-oh, here we go. But Breese Central just buckled down and started playing that good defense. And, you know, Carterville had 4 field goals in the first quarter, 4 field goals in the second quarter, 4 field goals the entire second half.
Yeah. So now Breese Central is going to face the Pinckneyville Panthers Friday night at 7 o'clock after the Panthers knock off Massac County. Other side of the bracket, let's look ahead after Friday night. The winner of this sectional final is looking to play at the Super Sectionals at Carbondale on Monday night. Lawrenceville beat Greenville last night by 9, 73-64. Tonight, Teutopolis and Marquette are playing. I have not seen a score yet on that, so I can't tell you what that is, but that's the other side of the bracket that you would see Monday night at the Banterra Center.
And from what I've been told, my boss who lives in Effingham, he's seen Teutopolis play. Of those teams that are left, Teutopolis is probably the best team. Of course, the Wooden Shoes are known for basketball. So if it were to be Teutopolis and Breese Central, it'd be money well spent to go watch that game.
It's our Banterra Bank postgame show. We're going to go on and take our final break. We'll see if Shane Hawkins makes his way up here. And but the Lions take it on to Chin tonight, wrap up the season with a record of 27-6 after the 56-33 loss to Breese Central Cougars. We'll continue here on our postgame show on News Radio WJPF. We're good now, right, Brian? Thanks, boss. You there, Brian? Welcome back to Pinckneyville. Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson with you as the Carterville Lions basketball season comes to an end. 56-33 here at Pinckneyville. Tonight, Cougars advance on, and the Lions are done for the season as Lions still appear to be down in the locker room. Scott, let's go on and wrap this up and call it a season, buddy.
Yeah, 26-7. You go back to football. Here comes Coach Hawkins now, but you go back to football. 11 wins there. So that's 37 wins we saw this year between football and basketball. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You bet you.
We saw a great football team. We saw a great basketball team. And unfortunately ended here tonight.
Yep. Our Banterra Bank post-game show here as the head coach of our Carterville Lions, Coach Shane Hawkins, sits down, takes a deep breath. Coach, what a year. What a year. 26-7. Tonight just wasn't the Lions' night.
No. Team in white and purple had a little bit to do with that too. I thought we did a lot of good things, but man, when the ball doesn't go in the hole, and they're really good defensively, they're really strong and just so strong and physical. And we got to the rim. I thought we got to the rim a lot in the first half and just couldn't score through contact. We got to the rim a couple times in the second half and just couldn't, the bodies. And I'm not saying they were fouls. It's a physical game. I mean, that's the nature of the game. But their length and strength caused us all kind of problems. And when you go back throughout the year, the teams that we struggled with had length and strength. I mean, it was 6'2" long guards that had some strength. It was Cody Dickshot, who was 5'10" and 185 and as strong as a bull. And it was Chase Lewis, who was 6'2" and a perimeter player, but he's 6'2" and 210 and just a bull in there. It was those types of teams that caused us problems all year.
And in this game also, Coach, you talked about the shooting. It snowballed there in the third quarter. I compared it to the third quarter against Vienna where the roles were reversed.
I liked it a lot more when it went the other way.
Yeah, I did too.
It's a lot more fun, I know that.
But again, the shots weren't falling, which compounded the problem. Even the outside shots. And I told Dave during the broadcast, you look at this Central team, when you had the ball, everybody that was being guarded had a guy on him at least as strong, if not taller, and it makes it tough to shoot over that.
It does. And that's again, we went back to it. You go back to the O'Fallon game. You go back to the Heron game. They had length on us. And those games it was a struggle for us. And but, man, I can't be more proud of this group. And like I told them, this is my 17th year as a head coach at the high school level. And obviously, if there was one group, one class or one group or 1 year that I wanted to last just one more day, it would be this group. Coaching them through baseball and coaching them through basketball since they were 7, seeing them grow up as athletes, but just being part of their everyday life. Man, I couldn't be more proud of this group. And those are the groups that you want to see have more success. And I say that, and we win the first conference championship outright in the history of the river to river for us. And you go 8-0, you win it 8-0. You win the first regional in 8 years. You set a school record for wins with 26. I mean, it's unbelievable what this group has done, and they've raised the bar. They've raised the bar for our lower classes, and juniors got their hands full. Sophomores got their hands, freshmen have their hands full because the level of expectation has been raised, and it's been raised because of those seniors. And you think back to our seniors' high school career, and sophomore year is COVID, and they play half the games, and it's not really a season. And we had guys fight injury for 5 or 6 or 15 games last year who were out. That it was games that we didn't get to coach with those guys, and just the everyday presence of being around them. They've raised the level. Not only in basketball, but they raised it in football. Obviously, there was some other guys out of that senior class that raised it, but sophomores and juniors, they've got their hands full of what it takes, and if they don't understand what it takes to be successful, to get into a sectional or find out what it takes to get into a sectional final, then they've been sleepwalking for the last couple years.
Coach, you've had the opportunity to coach your first two sons, and you still got another one that's riding the pine that we're going to get to watch. But tonight, there's a special moment between you and Caden. As he walks off the floor, he's just he has a chip off the old block, Coach, and he's been a pleasure to watch.
He has. He's been whether he's my son or not. Those are the kids you want to coach. The kid that takes my keys off the counter and goes in the gym at 11 o'clock at night by himself. The kid who just plays his guts out every single game. The kid who works every single day in practice and makes it a conscious effort to try to win every wind sprint. I've coached a long time. I've been in this game for all my life, and those are the ones you cherish. And I know I'm kind of bragging on him, and I probably haven't done it enough. But man, whatever he gets going forward, he's deserved because he's put in the work. It was never about being all conference. It was never about being all tournament team. It's about winning. And man, when you get guys that try to do anything that it can to win, that's what we do this for. And I hope he's been able to learn as much from me as I have from him. Watching him last year was heartbreaking because he lives this, and for him to miss half the season last year, knowing how much it meant to him, that was tough. And then to watch him come back and put the work in, had an unbelievable season. And obviously he's disappointed because in his mind he missed some shots he should have made. And you know what about this game? Sometimes the ball just doesn't go in the hole, and that didn't happen tonight. And you know what? Sometimes we don't win, but he's won, and I think everybody kind of knows where his heart's at, and couldn't be more proud of him as a coach or as a father.
56-33, our final score here at Pinckneyville. Thank you for everything. This year has been a blast.
Yeah, win or lose, you're here every time. And we've had a blast watching these kids play.
That's what we do it for. I'm not in it for wins. Somebody asked me how many wins. I don't know. I don't know how many wins. I don't care. This is what it is. It's about seeing those guys on Friday night celebrate a regional championship.
Absolutely.
It's seeing those guys in practice on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, kind of putting that behind them and gearing up to find out what we can do to win in this environment. And that's what it's about. We've had some teams, the team that we had that won 3 games, they practiced their tails off every single day. They just weren't the most talented group, but it wasn't because of lack of effort. And I think it's those groups that kind of paved the way for this group. You always go back to your past groups. They've had to learn from somewhere, and I think they've watched those other groups. Now they've set the bar, and I couldn't be happier for them. And I'm excited what the future brings for them, whether it's baseball or basketball or going to trade school or going to university. Those guys, those 7 seniors, have a really bright future ahead of them. I just wish I could coach them one more game.
Yeah, and again, thanks for coming up after every game. You help make our broadcast great, buddy.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys do an unbelievable job, and to have our games on the radio and have them streamed, and have two guys who understand what's going on, have two guys who you're always fair. You're always fair for us when we haven't played well. You've told us when I haven't coached well. If you didn't say it out loud, you thought it and you were bright. And so you guys got a hard job, and we go back and I watch the games. I'll watch them off our huddle, but I'll also watch them off your stream. And to have you guys, again, I think we're in the process of building something special here. And I'm glad you guys are around, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as we do.
That's Coach Shane Hawkins, Carterville, done for the season after the 56-33 loss tonight to Breese Central. Breese Central, very good ball team. They advance on to play Pinckneyville Sectional Championship coming up on Friday night. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Shane Hawkins, the head coach of our Carterville Lions, 26-7 on the season. Scotty, that's it, buddy.
26-7, great season. You knew at some point you're going to lose, but I think the big thing is the Carterville Lions got a conference win, undefeated conference. They got a regional title, something they hadn't done in quite some time. So there are a lot of positives. I think for these kids, especially the seniors, it may take a week, it may take a month or longer, but when they look back at what they accomplished this year, they're going to realize how good a year they actually had. They just ran into a better team tonight. And there's no fault in saying, hey, the better team won tonight. And this group was thinking he's going to get a lot of playing time when he's a sophomore. He's going to start playing. And it all evolved like that way. But this has been a great group to watch. And I also want to include the football team because they had a great year. I'm in Illinois, the success that Carterville had as a whole when it comes to sports.
Absolutely. Yes, and I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you so much for tuning in to Lions basketball here tonight. Once again, Breese Central the winner, 56